Hello, you guys. It is Saturday, May 22nd, 2021. I am excited that you guys are here. Also, I want to let you guys know if you want to be a sponsor of the show, if you want events or anything to be advertised, please get in touch with me. You can call me 313-949-5768. You can subscribe and like and share on the YouTube channel, which is Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. Also, you can inbox me on Facebook, which is Sunshine Camila, Kamela, and I will get back in touch with you. As always, as I start my show, I let you know I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you want to be in your destiny. And then I let you know how I know the person that's on for today. So, just to let you know you're upside down.
I do not. How do I fix that? Let me
It's a
see.
good question because you're upside down. Yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, all right.
So I have Tramell, correct?
Correct.
So technically, I have not met him. This is another instance of 6 degrees of separation. So his niece is my mother's caregiver. And my mother likes to, and she said, well, she was talking to her about me and the show and thinking of some more ideas and thinking of some more people to get on the show. And his niece began to say, well, my uncle does t-shirts. I think that'll be a cool, dope conversation to have with him. And so today, here we are with Tramell Major, right?
Right.
And so he has his own t-shirt business here in the city of Detroit. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to get to know you. We're all going to get to know you all at one time.
Yeah.
So, I see that your shirts is called Blessed.
Yes, bless Detroiter.
So, how did you come up with your name?
So came up with the name through conversation, sitting down talking about, things we was blessed about. And I had idea that I had prior to it, and it just wasn't working. I was trying to get it printed out, and I was going to different printing places, and they was telling me it was too many colors, it was too many design, or the design was too difficult. And that was way before I learned like all what I've learned like up to now. So then, like I said, sitting there having a conversation just about, different blessings and everything, and it just like clicked, and I'm like, being from Detroit, like a lot of people have something to be, blessed about. I'm a Detroiter, and I just combined it and put it together and blessed Detroiter.
That's what's up. So, you said basically you tried other things and
Yes,
it didn't work.
right.
So if you guys are listening, basically he just said, keep trying. Just because you go out there the first time with, the first idea or try to get help to, launch out your business or launch out whatever idea you have, even if they tell you no, does not mean that is really no.
Yeah,
So
because they
keep
literally
trying.
know. Like I went to different printing places and stuff like that. One of them told me they just didn't have time. Other places, like I said, they was telling me it was like too many colors. Like I was teased about the design I had at first because it was like a look like sort of like a Tarzan, and I was just trying to always been into fashion and like clothes and stuff. So I was just like wanting to make my mark and come up with something that uh, I liked and enjoyed, and that people can relate to. And like that idea didn't work out, So like I said, through conversation and seeing like what people can relate to, and at the time, like I said, Detroit, that's where born and raised. So that was what we came up with, and just combine the two, like with the blessings and everything, and most people can like relate, in some way or another.
Wow. So right now, what actually do you carry? Is it just the t-shirts and hats, or you have other things?
So right now it's t-shirts and hoodies specifically, like we're doing for the summertime. This is going to be like the new summer color that we have, like, so this is like the golden yellow we got. This is going to be like for the summertime, and we got raglings as well. It's all on the website. The website is www.blessdetroiter.bigcartel.com, and they can go on there. Link is in the bio on the Instagram, which is blessed_Detroiter. And specifically right now, it's on there. We got the raglings and the t-shirts for the spring.
Okay. So what else do you think that is going to launch out from what you're doing now?
Well, my plan, for what I want to launch out from what I'm doing now, I want to start something as far as like that's going to impact the city in a positive way. Something that's going to influence people to, support one another and lift each other up, as they're trying to, do different things. Because it's challenging, doing something independently and trying to like, build a brand. Because like people will just tell you, people are completely honest when they don't know you. They just let you know, like either they don't like it or like they'll just give their opinion, like everybody's doing this, whatever. And I think that to set yourself aside, first off, don't like, feed into all of that. Second, basically you want to like find your niche, and whatever that niche is, you want to focus on that. And next, focus on, building the quality for the people. Because the quality, that's the main thing, because people are going to be very picky. People are going to be very particular, people that may not even particularly like shop, they're going to be picky, so you just want to meet their standards and like, supply the people, you know what I mean?
Wow. Um, I know several people who do t-shirts,
Mm-hmm.
and it's me personally, I will support because I know the person.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes even for myself, I give people with shirts. Um, oh, and so another thing is just to be out there to have a statement like you have is commendable, because some people be like, you know, you putting God in this, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then it to me is an evangelism tool. This is how I take it. Because there you have you're able to have the conversation about why you blessed in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So has that happened to you?
It has, and the opposite has happened as well. In the beginning, because we've been doing this since 2015,
Mm-hmm.
and we went downtown. I wouldn't recommend that, but we went downtown during like the Tigers opening day, and like we had, overwhelming response, but also we had those that, like I said, like a person when they don't know you, they don't care about, sharing their opinion with you. And it was people like just straight up said, I'm atheist, and it was just like, well, that was the opportunity to let them know. But of course they don't want to hear it, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's a lot of those opportunities to share with people, what you feel like you're blessed about, and
Mm-hmm.
why they're blessed as well, whether they believe it or not.
Right, right. I had only one opportunity where I ran into an atheist, and the person ended up having a knot on their breast.
Mm.
And God led me to tell her how to have a conversation with someone you don't believe in. And God came through and healed her. And from that point, atheist who?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so uh, today she's, a successful wife. She has, I want to say, 3 degrees. Um, and it was just like, wow. And she was an atheist at in high school.
Mm. Okay.
And so um, this has been a during the pandemic, this has been the moment where God has truly showed up. Yes, we had some losses. Yes, we lost some people. Yes, we have survivors. I was a survivor of COVID myself. And here it is. I have the opportunity to speak to someone who has a line that even if I bought the shirt, I'm sitting up here thinking and remembering constantly when I see this shirt and this emblem that yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm from Detroit. I'm going to represent because, again, this is my city and definitely I am blessed. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely appreciate the grind. How many, like, on the average, how many hours do you put into your design or actually doing the shirts yourself?
It could take like a day, like so like I said, for this one right here, we got this color for coming for the summer as well. It's gonna be like a raglan that's gonna be the same color, like a t-shirt. And it can take, like an entire day, to set aside to get the different sizes and get all the material and get everything together. And it takes longer than that actually, because you gotta we're not like a big company as of yet. So we got to order each individual thing. And so, we wait for those to come. Once it comes in, we get everything laid out, and you have to check your inventory once you get it because, like, early on, I had experience where I'm, fulfilling orders and it's like I'm down to, this one size and it's a, brand new item, but I look at it and it's got a hole in it, So now this holds up the entire process. So now it's like a process of getting in the inventory, examining the inventory, that takes time. Then, like I said, getting the material, to get the shirts printed and everything. So for like just like say just one particular shirt, it could be a 24-hour process.
Wow. So are you working out of your home or you have a space?
Out of home, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm trying to like maximize what I have, and just using that, until like get the volume to where we'll be able to afford a space. A lot of times people, they may see something and they want to do that as far as like whether they want a store or want a building, but it takes time because you want to have your finances in order and you don't want to be working from behind. You know what I mean? So we're just trying to get everything under control, like so once we get it ready to make a move like that, we'll be able to do that real smooth.
I understand. That is wisdom. Sometimes we have to do trial and error. Unfortunately, we don't want to fail. We don't want to hear the doors are closed or no or anything like that. So, can you talk to a person who have been told no, and they just seem like that opportunity? You have this zeal, like I'm gonna get out here. I have an idea. And I want to do it, but I don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who to go to. I don't know what to do. What was that process like for you?
Well, I would tell that person, be not discouraged, and just go. Like I went, in the beginning, I just like got up, like I said, with the first idea that I had, and we got these phones. That's another blessing. You can locate different printing shops, different graphic designers, and different stuff like that. And once you get those locations, you just go to those places, and you ask as many questions as you can. Once you get there to that point, you should be moving on to the next part as far as like getting your idea put onto the shirt, and then once you get there, just like keep going, like it's not going to, depending on like what idea you have and how experienced you are, it may not, start off the best in the beginning, and I'm speaking from like literally speaking from experience. I didn't know anything about anything and I just would keep going, it was just something like I don't know what it was. I can't really explain it, but it was something that just like kept like, pushing me forward. It was discouraging because like I said, it was a company that told me, they didn't have time, and like after that other idea, and I put a lot of time, into that idea, I actually went to graphic design company and like it was a little conflict with them at first because like, you know, we look alike, but for some reason, sometimes like we treat each other, you know, just truthfully, we treat each other the worst, you know. And the design that I got that I paid through them was way more expensive, you know, than the design that you see here. And you never even seen the other design because I never got to use it, you know. And I mean, the person that helped me with coming up with this one, it was just unbelievable how affordable they were. Um, Again, like what you said, as far as telling that person to keep going, when you just like get out there and you just start, you know, you're gonna like you said, as far as the 6 degrees of separation, people are gonna align with you, and it's gonna be unexplainable, you know, because that's what happened with me. It was a really really good close friend, coworker, became close friend, who was a photographer that introduced me to this graphic designer, and I don't even know what made him, you know, do that, but he did. And I mean, like, I just doodled something on a napkin, sent it to him, and this is what he sent me back. And I mean, we've been, you know, moving forward it ever since. Like that same photographer, his name is Tim Leon. He assisted me in like not only like the graphic design, but the first like photo shoot, you know, he took care of, you know. So it was like just unbelievable how like, you know, when somebody see you trying to do something, people are going to meet you halfway. You know what I mean? God is going to send whatever it is that you may need, or whatever it is you may need. You may not know where it's going to come from. You know, you may not have any idea, but it's going to happen. You know, you just got to like keep it moving.
And so, and I'm glad you brought that up. So usually I'll go on somebody's page. Once I connect with you, I'm definitely support whatever you put out. I've seen your videos, your snippets when you're talking about, you know, being blessed from Detroit. And I'm looking through your Instagram. I think it was, yeah, Instagram. And I see Bishop Eric Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking and I'm like, so how do you know Bishop Eric Lloyd? And come to find out, again, 6 degrees of separation. I went to middle school. I went to elementary school with Eric. And you said your brother went to school with him, right?
No, I went to school with his brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we are again. 10 years later, you know someone I know, and vice versa, and there's a connection. Um, it's amazing how God works. It's amazing how the dots begin to line up. Long as you put your foot forward, gotta do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it be unexplainable how things happen, how people start to pour into you. Another reason why I have the show, we have seen so many negative lights on Black men. And I have a platform to say something about that. So I try my best to have a lot of people in my circle that are Black males to go against what is being put out here in the media. Everybody that I know that are males are not selling drugs. They're not shooting people. They take care of their families. They're in business. They're in school. They're doing a whole lot of stuff that the world decides not to put out there. And so I thought it was so I get very excited when I meet other men who are getting it done, whatever at all costs in the good way. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said I wasn't sure exactly how this interview was going to go, how this conversation, I don't say interview, conversation is going to go. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that we're able to put you out here. And I want everybody that supports me to support him. When you see me share his advertisements, please support him. I want him to eventually have a commercial where he's in a studio or he has a store. I know cousins who have shirts from Detroit, Detroit True Story. Those are my cousins. They have
Okay.
shirts in stores. they had advertisement of people who wear their shirts and take pictures in it, and they're just floating everywhere. So again, the education that people have is all about giving back. So again, there's another connection that I could talk to them, or you could talk to them to see how they got to where they are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much out here that we don't have to be territorial. We all represent in Detroit. We
I agree.
all don't have to have the same emblems. We don't have to all do it's so much money out here.
It is, and I mean, you never see the brands that um we spend most of the money on. You never see them competing. You know what I mean? Like they have their own stores, they have their own, client base, and people aren't, like fighting over each other to get into these stores. You know what I mean? Like they freely walk in there, and they go and purchase these brands. And I mean, like you just said, it could be done the same way, with local brands, and like with us, like, growing as we are, it's even more so important to like, work together and, network and support each other. Like I've gained quite a bit of information that, I don't mind sharing and, giving people uh heads up for what may be coming ahead for themselves. I'm not that kind of person. I feel like what God has for me is for me. So I can share whatever it is that I think of as is of importance to somebody, and I don't feel like it's going to hinder me or hold me back or anything like that.
That's good. That's a great attitude, because again, so many people are watching and wanting to invest, wanting to bless someone else. And so many people who, even celebrities, I watch a lot of the shows, and they're looking for opportunities to invest in someone because someone invested in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, what is it? Teach one.
One teach one.
There you go. So it's all about that. Like any opportunity. I'm going to have a guy on Wednesday who's, in my opinion, doing it big in broadcasting and podcasts. And he has celebrities on. He has all of these different people on. And I'd be like, how? How? Like, and he's like, I'm willing to answer any question that you have because someone did it for him. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, I'm excited. I'm, in my mind, I know what questions I want to ask. But even for you, I'm glad that you stepped out on faith to do this. I have not seen a shirt like yours before.
Thank you. And it definitely was stepping out because like you said in the beginning, as far as how people may associate blessed, it wasn't even like a second thought when it came to mind, because it was one of those things where it's like I know people are going to either like it or they're going to not, and I mean it was really really overwhelming in the beginning, because it was like unexpected to support, like I didn't think that it was going to start off like it did. And we just started off with this is the original design, and it was just a black and white t-shirt. And the place that I was working at the time literally like purchased all the shirts that I had, and that was way before I got to where I was able to purchase the equipment for myself. So I was just going all the way to it's a company in Royal Oak, really good company. I was going there, and I would take the money that I made, go take it to them, and they would print more, and I would like do that all over again. Once I figured like I'm spending quite a bit of money, getting this company to do this, and I found out what I needed, went got what I needed, and went from there. Didn't know anything about the equipment or nothing like that. And then that was another like hours and hours upon hours on YouTube studying how to work this and how to do this and how to do that. Messed up I don't know how many shirts, like actually went through like a heat press machine, broke one, but like it's gonna be, those kind of things, trial and error. And once you, get past that hump, you just, keep repeating whatever it is that you figured out.
So how many, as far as team, Is it just you, or is other people that are with you?
So it's just me. Like so I, everything from down from, taking the orders to getting the stuff put onto the shirt, label, fold, package, take to the post office and ship off.
Wow. So
Yeah, and
on average, like how many shirts do you think you've done?
I've done hundreds of shirts. I've done hundreds, like maybe even like thousands, because like I said in the beginning, it was like, it was unexpected, the response that we got, and since then, just like with business and doing it independently, it goes up and it goes down. You are going to have challenges trying to get people to assist you with different things. I had like, one of those challenges and had to like, quickly learn, like, you have to, different people are going to do it differently, but for myself, independently, you got your vision, you know what it is you want to do. When you bring people on board, what's going to happen is this person may have their vision, it may not align with yours, and if it doesn't, then it's okay. But you have to like, see whatever it is through that you have, visionary visualize, so you can get, that vision, you know what I mean, to the people. And so doing it, individually, independently, I always, say we, because like we as in like my significant other, pitches in, and like, her family supports, my family supports. So in the end, it is like, a team, like an unofficial team that we have, that like, we support one another. And like my niece, you know what I mean? She is like a blessed Detroiter, of course, and her passing on the word and, getting this opportunity for me, so that's like, how the team like helps out and supports everything.
Right. That's good, because sometimes doing things on your own can, have moments where you're overwhelmed. Like, I need a break. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes in business or in things, trailblazers, sometimes we tell snippets, but we don't tell everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we see the outcome, but we don't see the middle of the story. We might see the beginning part a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We don't tell the ups and downs of being a trailblazer.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
And it's a lot that goes, into it. Like I said, like independently doing it, like the first year was like the uh like I said, most overwhelming, not only just learning different things, but trying to like, get everything done in 1 year, so like I had to like, and people not going to understand, like if you, what it is that you're doing, and or why you're doing it. It's not for them to understand, um an example of that is like, so um it just so happened, like we created this the same time, Big Shine uh Final Fantasy album drop, which had like, his huge like, hit Blessed on there. And so like a friend of mine was like, they reached out and they seen what I was doing, and she was like, you should try to you reach out to Big Shine, you see he got that song. And it just happened, like he was here promoting. I stood in line, it was freezing cold outside, like he came down to the shelter that year, was able to get, a shirt and a picture with him or whatever. I don't know what happened, with the shirt, but I was able to get that done, and it was, fulfilling to be able to like, tell somebody, hey, or have somebody tell you, you should give this shirt to this person, which is like somebody that you never think you're gonna like, bump into. And I literally like, got him the shirt, you know what I mean? Like the photographer I was just talking about, that's another, Bless You Charter team member. Like he was doing photography with like NFL players and NBA players, and in him doing that, this was like around like the second year or so, he was able to get a shirt to at the time Amir Abdullah. He was playing for the Detroit Lions, and he chose, to wear the shirt on the news, and it was a learning experience, again, because like that was all new, and truthfully didn't know like what you're supposed to do, once that happens. Now, like we steadily, getting out there again and hitting the streets once again and going to get those same opportunities. And now, like, the way to capitalize off of them is way more, understanding now.
Right. So yeah, because that's in so many ways the free advertisement, because when you get in the hands of someone that's Big Sean status,
Mm-hmm.
because it's Big Sean, you will have people, oh, I want to be like him. Where he get that shirt from? This
Mm-hmm.
and that, and he's out telling them, well, I can let you know, and here you go. You get an influx of product because Big Sean has basically put a name stamp to it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you want to be able to fulfill that without being overwhelmed
Mm-hmm.
or making mistakes because you're trying to, keep it going.
And
I could imagine how many hours of sleep you probably lack trying to, make sure that everything is everything.
yeah, and it's not gonna don't I'll tell somebody as well, don't get discouraged, uh or defeated, trying to reach out to those big names and stuff like that, because like they do have things, they have going on, some of them have their own brands and stuff like that, but the main thing is going to be, focusing on the community and getting it to them, and they're going to speak for you. You know what I mean? Like once you get to enough supporters and you get the people to support you, whether it's doing vending events or something like that, they're gonna like speak for you. You know what I mean? Like once sometimes like a celebrity, they may make a decision based off of seeing this crowd with you. So sometimes it's okay, to get something to them and stuff like that. But like the supporters, those are most important.
Absolutely. And even with support, you want it to be a consistent support. So, when we say support, we mean more than once.
Exactly.
And then there's support of, word of mouth. And then there's just, I like it. I love the colors. I like, being different. I'm considered, as they would say, the rebel. I'm
Okay.
not like everybody else. I change it up. I don't go with the flow like everybody else. And so things of like this, um, I'm definitely gonna support because, like I said, I don't see too many shirts like that, and plus the statement on itself. I was in a store, I want to say 2 days ago, and I was looking for one of my friends a shirt, and when I saw it, it was a different color that I don't normally see, and the statement on the shirt was faith over fear.
Mm,
And I know she deals with some things when it comes to, being trying to stay in the background. But if God called you, I'm sorry, background is not your seat.
right.
So when I bought it, I said, this is a statement that has to be your lifestyle. And when I look at your shirt, it's the lifestyle of being blessed in Detroit.
Thank you.
Um, it's not just blessed thinking, it's the four walls of a church.
Right.
Wherever I go, I'm blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So I just know for a fact that this wasn't just the idea that came out of the blue. This is something that, God has given you to carry. Um, and it's going to take you places. Probably somewhere, like you said, you wasn't ready for it, or sometimes you had no idea that it's going to go this way. And so I want you to take these moments as the breathing moments,
Mm-hmm.
moments where eventually you'll be in front of, young entrepreneurs telling your story on how you started. And they'll be like, really? This is, it was like that. I'm like, yeah. Because the things that we had to go to, the lessons that we have to learn, even in business, it wasn't just for us. You can't be selfish. It's for
Right.
somebody behind you. So I don't know if it's for someone around you who might have an idea um, about getting into clothes, not just t-shirts and hoodies. And I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be bigger than you think.
I appreciate that. I mean, like, I really, really enjoy your show. Like, I've been tuning in, like, since my niece told me about it. And one of my favorites so far, you had like my man on here, like Shane the Dribbling Machine, like huge, huge, huge fan. I mean, like, me and a friend of mine went to all of the games that they had in Detroit, like all of them, watching those guys, that was like just incredible. And I'm like, I need to get, Shane and Sherry, like he said, Detroit, you know what I mean? Their second home, like they went to Belle Isle, U of D, Joe Louis Arena, like to all of those places to play. And I mean, they impacted us in a way, you know what I mean? Like far as that the NBA couldn't, because like at the time in high school playing basketball, we wanted to be them, not like the
Yes.
NBA players. You know what I mean? And I mean, like just watching him and like seeing you like had a conversation with him. It was enlightening and enjoyable to watch. Because he is still the same person.
Still the same. Yes.
Yeah, yes. I was like, man, this guy. Like, and that just shows you like same thing. Whatever trials or adversities you may face, if you keep yourself, you know what I mean, like grounded, keep God first, you're gonna be okay, you know what I mean? Because like what he say, he 50 plus years old, he don't even look that old, like, and I'm like, man,
Still balling.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I know he still got it because I've never seen, somebody with his style of play, the way that he could dribble and stuff like that. It was unbelievable to see in person.
I think when it comes to even the people that God has sent for me to talk to, sometimes it still blows my mind. And it's more so like the pandemic helped everything. Like I'm at home on my comfy couch, you where
Mm-hmm.
you are, and it's like I'm your cousin, someone that you've known for years, and it's just that comfortability, and that's all God. Even with Shane, it was I seen him on Instagram, and I had just got done binge watching and one. And the first thing I thought was, where are they? Because I know all of them are not dead. So where
Right.
are they? I don't see them. What's up? They changed like the face of basketball. And I'm on Instagram, and I reached out to him. I said, "Do you still do interviews?" And he inboxed me back like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Are you still doing interviews? Like, I want to have a conversation with you." And he was like, "Yeah, we just got to set it up." And I'm like, "Is it that easy?" And so he
Really.
says, "Your name is the reason why I'm doing it." He said, "Sunshine." He said, "I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna do it for you." And I'm like, then I told him I was from Detroit. He was like, again, Detroit gave him so much love.
Yes.
And I think we set it up twice, and our schedules conflict. He said, "But I'm a man of my word. I said I was gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it." And then right before that, he was on a live, and we were talking about sometimes we go through life and we don't deal with the drama and the trauma that happened to us when we were kids. And so our conversation was not just about basketball, it's him as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about the home invasion and all of these things that, and you would have never had that conversation if it was just about basketball.
Right.
And so he began to open up, and he told me when we got off, and we have still came, and talked. And he said, I'm gonna help get you where you need to be. And I was like, so something big is about to happen. And he
Yeah.
said, I got you still in my pocket. I still got you. And I was like, okay. So for him to open up and tell another side of him, he's still, doing basketball, but he's with the youth. And like he
Mm-hmm.
said, it's not just he feels obligated to not only tell the kids the fundamentals, but get your education, do all of these things, learn from my mistakes. And one thing I did bring out to him was, did you have those moments where people who were doing what they were doing was like, nah, you can't be over here because you got something over here. Now, out of
Mm-hmm.
his own mouth, he said it has been several times where God snatched him out just in the nick of time.
Mm-hmm. Because of what you said as far as the home invasion, I was like watching that, like with my mouth open, like, are you serious? Like y'all broke in Shane the dribbling machine house, and he
He
said
thought
it
he
like,
had money. Yep.
yeah, like they thought I had it, and he like, I'm me, like, and that reminded me of like, the Tupac situation when Tupac couldn't believe we was robbing him, and Shane, like, he couldn't believe, like, he like, the people love me, but it's sad what people will do when they feel like, you have something that, like, I mean, it's not even theirs, they just want to take it from you, and they came in his home. I want to say he said it was somebody there with him, like
Yeah,
that was,
he said his brother was about to be home from
oh, right,
school.
his little brother,
He
right,
was
his
like, "Oh
cool.
God, don't let my brother come in on this. Don't let them, And it was just the grace of God, and he's
Yep,
still here.
yep.
And so I'm all like, I will talk to any and everybody because everybody has a story, a backstory of what happened in their life, why they're here, why they're doing the things that they doing. And just like for your, I don't know, Detroit has moments where we have had the bad limelight. Yes, I grew up in Detroit. Yes, I grew up on the east side of Detroit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Connors and Gunston all day, every day. And it was, every now and then, every day we had the gun shooting. We had, somebody died that day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, you had to make a choice. Like, this is not gonna be me. I want to do better. I want to, not necessarily live somewhere else, but I do want something better. I didn't know that this conversation, this show was going to happen. I didn't know that. And so now is, you know, what else God you about to do? What else? Who am I going to talk to? Now I'm in a space where I know this is something I'm supposed to be doing. Because again, the 6 degrees of separation is truly real. Like, you are one person away, one step away, one advice away from where you need to be in your destiny. Again, if your niece was not taking care of my mom,
Mm-hmm.
me and you wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm. That's my
And
G.
again, going on to Bishop Eric Lloyd, again, we came from the hood.
Yes.
Like, he made it out. Now he's doing his great calling. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like I'm sitting back in awe, but it's like I expected because God can take you from anywhere
Mm-hmm.
and put you up here, long as you stay humble, long as
Mm-hmm.
you say, whatever. And that's how I feel like with you. Eventually, it's gonna be a factory like I remember when it was just me. I remember I had this dream, I saw it, and now it's somewhere totally different. And I'm going to talk to Shane for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that because what you just said something that made me think about like a little background story. So like I had like somewhat of like like a fresh prince upbringing because so I grew up in the same area you did, but I was on Longview between Barron and Gunston. The same street that Bishop Eric Lloyd,
Mm-hmm.
street from him. So what happened? We moved to that area, didn't really know much about it, and I, little boy, get out, meeting new people and stuff. And I think I was probably about 12 or 13. And at the time, this kid, he was probably about 15, 16, maybe even like 17. But he was murdered, and like that was the first time when we moved over there, like we had witnessed somebody that young, that had got their life taken. We went to the funeral, and I mean, that was another first, like my mom, she took us, because she wanted me to, see like, okay, like this is some different stuff out here. We never had experience going to like a funeral that was like gang affiliated. It was like something out of a movie. You know what I mean? This was around like 96 or so, you know what I mean? Like the bandanas, like all of that in the casket, everything. So fast forward, I'm running around, with the wrong crowd, get in trouble, and my mom was like, hey, it was really even no warning, but she like, you're gonna live with your granddad and your grandma, and they lived in, Southfield. So fast forward there, like I wasn't happy about that or anything, but like it did, save my life because the three individuals that I was with, one of them right now, he's still in prison. He don't get out until like 2040 something. And the other one, I'm not sure, what's going on with him, but like out of, the three, like, not trying to knock what they're doing or nothing like that, but I'm, doing like more of the most positive thing, you know what I mean? Because of my mom made that decision, you know what I mean? And I was blessed enough to have that opportunity to where I was able to go somewhere that like, changed my life.
Absolutely. And like I said, these things, I was big into DAPSAP growing up. Some things, the after school programs, I was in camps and things of that nature to keep me busy. And I always like to talk. I always like to meet with new people, know their backgrounds. Sometimes we think somebody is like flipping out for a reason, but you never sit down and ask why.
Why?
It's always a why.
Mm-hmm.
That just, oh, they just woke up like this. No, it's a why. What happened to them? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the
Mm-hmm.
things that they saw, they experienced, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm all into let's ask why.
Mm-hmm.
Just being nosy, but it's a reason. If you find out the why, then we can help with a solution. We can help with, getting them on a whole nother path or changing their mindset. I mean, I've had some people on here who had to live with, who used to be a prostitute, who had
Mm-hmm.
AIDS, who had
Mm-hmm.
all these things. They don't have it now. God
Right.
healed them, but
Mm-hmm.
you had to tell her story. It was a reason. They were on drugs. So I'm on the whole point of, if God did it for one person, he's not a respecter of person. He can do it for anybody. You just
Mm-hmm.
gotta want it.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, the 6 degrees of separation, I didn't know it was this big until I started this show the beginning of last year in December. I can't even remember how many shows I have done.
Mm-hmm.
But every show gets better and better. The things that people have gone through, you have no idea until they begin to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So the platform gets bigger when you give a person an opportunity. I don't give them topics most of the time. It's coming straight from your heart. You don't know what we're gonna talk about. I don't
Right.
even know. And
Right.
so again, these opportunities, like I said, with Shane, I will call him today to get the information so you can send him a shirt. You have no idea where that's going to come from, what opportunities might come from that,
Right.
because he do believe in advertising people things,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's shoes, because he loves shoes.
Okay.
He wears fashionable clothes. So
Mm-hmm.
again, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody else that I know that will, I will believe, will support you. I'm all for it.
I
Any
appreciate that.
gospel events, any of those, I'm definitely gonna let you know. Again, any events that need vendors or anything like that, I will definitely let you know. So again, I know.
Are you familiar with the Joy Jesus, the recreation center that used to be in the area?
Mhm. I used to
Okay,
go to camp every summer.
so another like I said, with the conversations about being blessed and where they came from, it was just like about uh summary or a cumulative amount of things that conversation like had in it. And another one of those things, being a kid, being a Joy of Jesus, and we was in it was a basketball tournament. A guy that was from another neighborhood that I knew, really really good ball player, like uh somehow, I don't know what happened, but like they had a good game, and at the end of the game, it was like a conflict. So we're leaving out, and like the last thing I remember is the guy that I know, he was in the back seat of the car, and I just seen this guy like walking along the like trunk of the car, and he came and like shot in the back of the car. Tell you like how God like is real, because some people like you was talking about the atheists earlier have their like doubts or their reservations on them. This guy did not get even grazed by a bullet. He took off. It was him and another guy in the back of the car. He took off. I don't know like where he ended up, but he never got like touched by the bullet. We still don't know to this day how the other individual ended up in the church across the street. He was in that church. We don't know how he got in there, but that shooting happened. Everybody took off. This guy, I get home, like I said, this guy from the neighborhood, I'm telling my big sister, I'm like, so-and-so, he got killed tonight, because like in my mind, the guy is
No way. Right.
yeah, right on the car, like he's shooting right inside the passengers. I mean, right where he's sitting. The
Yeah.
hose was there and everything. He did not get touched. And like I said, we still don't know how, that guy, ended up in the, in that church. But one thing about it, like as a blessed Detroiter, when you covered, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter like what's formed against you and what someone tries to do to harm you, you're not going to be like touched if it's not your time.
Nope. Nope. Like I said, I believe wholeheartedly that this is a testimony shirt.
Thank you.
It's the conversation piece that people need, where we don't have to church, 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 church.
Mm-hmm.
Even the simple things as reading Blessed Detroiter will get
Mm-hmm.
a conversation where you're able to testify. And so
Mm-hmm.
I believe wholeheartedly that this is the tool for this year through this pandemic, that this is the conversation tool where you'll be able to evangelize just by having a shirt on.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell them again before we get off where they can buy your shirt, your products, and the cost, or is it's on the website, right?
Yes, everything is on the website right now. The spring line is still up. It'll be up maybe like 2 more weeks because we're getting ready to like switch that out and get the summer stuff together. But you can go to blessed.com or blessed.bigcartel.com, and you can follow us at blessed_Detroiter. And again, that's blessed.bigcartel.com. You can go right now, hit the link, and you're gonna get your order to you ASAP.
I appreciate it again, Tramell, for taking the time out on your Saturday to sit down and talk to us again. My door is always open. Anything else that you need, I will definitely put you out there as much as I can.
Appreciate it.
Again, I would probably have you on again uh, when some other things pop off that I see in the future. And again, I will talk to Shane, the drug machine, today on your behalf to get you the address so you can send this information to him, and
Appreciate
we'll see what opportunities will come from that.
it. And we thank you for the opportunity again. Thank you in advance for everything, and keep in touch. We definitely got some things coming. Get ready for it again. This the summer line right here. This is gonna be one of the summer colors. And yeah, we're gonna be hitting the streets again as well this summer. So you're gonna see us out there somewhere too.
All right. Again, thank you again. Thank you for your team. Thank you for just being you and
Thank
letting God do what He do in your life. And I see really, really big things from you. So
thank you.
thank you again. I'll keep in touch. Matter of fact, as soon as we get off, I will text Shane and hopefully get you the address so you could connect with him and see where it goes from here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. See you later.
Have a good one.